Today on Inquirer, Typhoon Betty slows down as it advances northwestward near Cagayan, up to signal number 2 raised in affected areas. Philippine Coast Guard to hold first trilateral maritime exercise with United States and Japan in June. Negros Oriental Representative Arnie Teves still refuses to return to the Philippines despite the recantations of suspects in the killing of Governor Roel Degamo. And Miss Universe Philippines Michelle D comes out as bisexual.
Good evening. Typhoon Betty continues to threaten the Philippines. Let's check the latest development on the typhoon. Joining us live is Pagasa weather specialist Alzar Aurelio. Sir Alzar?
Hello and good afternoon. As of 4 o'clock in the afternoon, the eye of Typhoon Betty was at 445 kilometers east of Cagayan, Cagayan. Betty maintained its strength, which is 155 kilometers per hour of maximum sustained winds, while gustiness of up to 190 kilometers per hour. Same areas under tropical cyclone wind seal number 2 and 1. Seal number 2 raised over Batanes, northern eastern portion of Cagayan, including Babuyan Island. Signal number 1 over the rest of Cagayan, Isabela, Apayao, Ilocos Norte, Abra, Kalinga, Mountain Province, Ifugao, northern and central portion of Aurora, northeastern portion of Nueva Vizcaya, northern portion of Catanduanes, northeastern portion of Camarines Sur, Pulido Island, northern portion of Camarines Norte, and northern and central portion of Ilocos. These areas will continue to experience stormy weather, which is light to moderate with at times heavy rains and gusty winds. Other parts of the country which are affected by southwest monsoon or habagat. Because of southwest monsoon, the western portion of southern Luzon and Visayas, including Metro Manila, will experience occasional 2 monsoon rains starting tomorrow. As of 5 o'clock in the afternoon, we issued a gale warning over the northern and eastern seaboard of northern Luzon, eastern seaboard of central Luzon, eastern and southern seaboard of southern Luzon, eastern and western seaboard of Visayas, and eastern seaboard of Mindanao. We advise not to venture out into the seaboard of this seaboard because of high waves. Back to you.
Sir Alzar, I'm reading the report here. Sabi dito, medyo bumagal itong Typhoon Betty na binabantayan natin. Hanggang kailan natin inaasahan yung epekto nitong Typhoon Betty na ito, especially now na nakita nga natin na medyo bumagal pa yung kanyang bilis?
Yes, from 25 or 20 kilometers per hour in the morning, now 10 kilometers per hour. We expect to continue to move slowly today until Wednesday. And we expect to exit far by Friday.
Hanggang kailan po kaya natin aasahan yung maulan na panahon, particularly in northern Luzon and Cagayan area?
Especially in the most part of North Luzon, we continue to experience this kind of weather, stormy weather. Now, today until Thursday or Friday, because by Thursday or Friday, the center of tropical Typhoon Betty estimated around on the extreme portion or extreme northern portion of the northern Luzon, near Taiwan area. But on the other parts of the country, southwest monsoon which also brings occasional to monsoon rains over Occidental Mindoro, Western Visayas, and Palawan tomorrow until Thursday or Friday.
Sir Alzar, tinitingnan pa rin po ba natin yung posibilidad na lumakas pa itong bagyong ito? Kasi siguro, yan yung iniisip na ating mga kababayan ngayon na apektado nito, no? Na baka lumakas pa itong bagyong ito.
Well, nakikita ho namin na patuloy itong paghina ang bagyo, but nasa typhoon category pa rin ito. So malakas pa rin ang bagyo kahit na humihina ang bagyo habang binabaybay niya itong sa dagat malapit sa extreme northern Luzon.
Maraming salamat, Sir Alzar. That's Pagasa Weather Specialist, Alzar Aurelio. The National Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Council says at least 4,500 individuals are affected by Typhoon Betty. In its situational report, the NDRRMC says a total of 4,552 individuals so far have been affected by Typhoon Betty. This figure is equivalent to 1,170 families. According to the report, 3,692 persons are currently in 22 evacuation centers, while 525 individuals sought refuge in other places. 4,831 persons from Central Luzon, Mimaropa, and Western Visayas were preemptively evacuated. The NDRRMC earlier said it has activated its emergency preparedness and response protocols in areas likely to be affected by Typhoon Betty. As Typhoon Betty moves over the waters east of Cagayan, the province braces itself for the storm's impact. Joining us today is Zenart Villamar from Cagayan's Provincial Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Office. Sir, kamusta ang panahon dyan ngayon sa Cagayan?
Hello. Well, it's a little bit cloudy na may pabugso-bugso pong ulan since yesterday. But according to our report that was gathered, doon po sa eastern part po ng northern Cagayan, which is Santa Ana and Gonzaga, which is the most affected municipality, ay medyo malakas daw po ang hangin ngayong araw na to at merong malalakas din na naranasan na ulan doon sa kanila.
May mga natanggap na po ba tayong balita, Sir Zenart, kung mayroong, wag naman sana, pero kung mayroong mga nasaktan o kaya may mga damage na tayong nai-report dyan sa sinabanggit ninyong mga bayan katulad ng Santa Ana?
As to the report po na nag-gather po natin ngayong araw na to, wala naman pong nabanggit na nasaktan kasi naging resilient po ang ating mga NDRRMOs dito sa dalawang bayan na to at agad pong nagsagawa ng evacuation dun sa mga lugar o barangay na naapektuhan nitong si Typhoon Betty. In fact, sa aming report, there are more or less 400 evacuees na-evacuate po sa mga gymnasiums, schools, as well as barangay halls po ng mga bayang ito.
Nakikita ko nga itong mga picture na ipinadala nyo sa amin, Sir Zenart. May mga nasa evacuation centers pa rin ngayon. Ano ang kailangan ng ating mga kababayan dyan?
Sa mga oras na ito, nagpadala na po ng tulong ang ating provincial government through our provincial social welfare and development. And at the same time, naka-monitor din po at personal din po na nandoon ang mga kawani po ng Office of the Civil Defense. We are still waiting for any information kung may mga additional kailangan pa po sila. In fact, naka-open line po kami sa kanila, yung ating mga responders po na dineploy po natin ngayong araw, consisting po ng mga uniform personnels. Ito po ay binubuo ng Bureau of Fire, ng Philippine National Police natin, Armed Forces of the Philippines, and also yung ating Task Force Lingkod Cagayan, and yung ating special organization po under the Office of the Government na tinatawag nating POPE.
Sir, dun sa mga nabanggit nyong mga lugar kanina, ano yung mga hazard na binabantayan natin dito sa mga lugar na ito? Mayroon bang threat ng pagbaha o mga landslide itong mga area na ito?
Sa aming report, sir, related ang paglikas nila kay Typhoon Betty. Ah, sa dahil na rin siguro sa lakas ng hangin at ulan, ito po maaari ang naging rason. Hindi rin po natin may aalis ang senaryo na kung saan pwede din pong maging rason ang pagbabaha. Kasi alam naman po natin na ang Cagayan ay catch basin po ng tubig manggagaling po sa mga iba't ibang probinsya po, nakaraptig po natin dito sa probinsya ng Cagayan.
Opo, kasi tandaan nyo nga po, matatandaan natin sir, no, dyan sa Cagayan yung nangyaring pagbaha nitong, I believe that's last year. So sir, siguro ano na lamang po yung inyong mensahe para sa mga, kung sakaling may mga nanonood ngayon na taga Cagayan, paano po sila makakapag-reach out sa inyong opisina?
Okay. Maraming salamat po sa pagkakataon, sir. Sa amin pong kababayan, sa mga Cagayano po na kasalukuyan po nanonood ngayon, your MDRRMOs po are open line. So naka-open line po kami para sa kanila, and ang ating operation po dito sa Incident Command Post ng Incident Management Team ay 24/7. So naka-closely monitor po kami sa inyong mga MDRRMOs. Maaari nyo pong iparating sa inyong MDRO officers or personnel ang inyong mga request at ang inyong mga kakailanganin na sa tingin po ninyo ay amin pong kayang ibigay, at ipapaabot po natin ito sa kinauukulan, no, sa ating mga boss sa taas through the Emergency Operation Center, at para matugunan po kagad ang inyong pangangailangan. So yun lang po. Mag-ingat po tayong lahat. Opo, mag-ingat po tayong lahat, at may awa po ang Diyos, matatapos po itong dilubyo na to.
Maraming salamat Sir Zenart. That's Zenart Villamar from the Cagayan PDRRMO. Former President and incumbent Pampanga Representative Gloria Macapagal Arroyo refutes once again the allegations of staging a coup against Speaker Martin Romualdez, slamming reports that First Lady Liza Araneta Marcos gave her blessings. Faith Argosino has the report.
Once again, former President and Pampanga 2nd District Representative Gloria Macapagal Arroyo denies the allegations of staging a coup against House Speaker Martin Romualdez as she slammed reports that First Lady Liza Araneta Marcos had its blessings. In a Facebook post, Arroyo addresses what she called pathetic rumors, dragging Araneta Marcos into the political fantasy of a House coup. She then clears the allegations that a congressman duped her into thinking that the alleged House coup had the First Lady's blessings, adding that linking Araneta Marcos's name into the issue is disrespectful to her and to her intelligence. Arroyo says whoever is spreading the rumors is the one duping the Filipino people, and they should now move on to the serious business of making positive contributions to national progress. Last May 18, Arroyo broke her silence and denied the allegations, reiterating her support for Romualdez and President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. as one of her goals. Romualdez also responded to the rumors, saying that the House remains in order and focuses on more urgent matters, while Deputy Speaker Ralph Rectos said that the issue between two House leaders was just a temporary political rift and will eventually pass. In the same statement, Arroyo further noted that every politician worth his or her salt would know that in the Philippines, no House coup can ever succeed without the consent of the President. Arroyo also clarified that she did not have any conversations in the country or abroad with any other politician, active or retired, to plot, support, encourage, or participate in any way in any alleged House coup. This is Faith Argusino reporting for INQUIRER.net.
Negros Oriental Representative Arnie Teves says he will not return to the Philippines despite the recantations of suspects in the killing of Governor Roel Digamo. In a virtual briefing, Teves says he still refuses to come home even with the suspects' recantations of their testimonies. Teves adds he would most probably return to the country if he observes a semblance of fairness in the investigation of the Digamo slay. According to Teves, he will see a semblance of fairness once Justice Secretary Boying Remulla withdraws his statement on the Degamo case being 99% solved. 5 suspects have recanted their testimonies implicating Teves in the killing of Degamo. The embattled lawmaker has since denied his involvement. The Philippine Coast Guard is set to hold its first trilateral maritime exercise with United States and Japan counterparts off Bataan in June. In a statement, the PCG says its joint drills with the U.S. Coast Guard and Japan Coast Guard will take place in the waters off Mariveles, Bataan from June 1 to June 7. According to the PCG, the first ever trilateral maritime exercise aims to strengthen interoperability and improve maritime cooperation and understanding. PCG Officer in Charge CG Vice Admiral Rolando Lizor Punzalan Jr. says this is an opportunity for the PCG to thank and show the U.S. Coast Guard and Japan Coast Guard what their personnel have learned from their program. Punzalan says the U.S. Coast Guard and Japan Coast Guard have been assisting the PCG in human resource development, particularly in law enforcement training. The maritime drills will cover a range of activities including communication exercises, maneuvering drills, photo exercises, maritime law enforcement training, search and rescue, and passing exercises. The PCG says participants will also demonstrate a scenario involving a suspected vessel involved in piracy. It adds that the joint law enforcement team from the 3 Coast Guards will conduct a boarding inspection followed by a search and rescue operation. An arrival ceremony is set to take place at Pier 15, South Harbor, Manila on June 1. The Philippine Coast Guard says 38 passengers of a ship that got stranded off Siargao Island in Surigao del Norte have been rescued. In an incident report, the PCG says that its substation in the town of Dapa assisted in rescuing passengers aboard motor vessel Riena Xaviera, which ran aground on Saturday. According to the report, all passengers were in good physical condition when they arrived at the port. MV Riena Xaviera Captain Prospero Nilio explained that the ship's engine malfunctioned while the vessel was approaching the port of Dapa. The PCG says due to the strong winds, the ship drifted and eventually ran aground. On Saturday, Betty, then categorized as a super typhoon, entered the Philippine area of responsibility. A gale warning was raised over several seaboards of the country, including the eastern coast of Surigao del Norte. Local oil firms announced an increase in their gasoline prices and a rollback of kerosene beginning Tuesday, May 30. The price of gasoline will go up by 1 peso and 10 centavos per liter, while the price of kerosene will decrease by 35 centavos effective Tuesday. Diesel prices will see no movement. This marks the 3rd consecutive week of price hikes for gasoline and the 2nd week of price rollback for kerosene. Department of Energy Oil Industry Management Bureau Director Rino Abad previously said the relatively hefty price increase for gasoline was due to high global demand. Miss Universe Philippines 2023 Michelle D comes out as bisexual. Hannah Mallorca has the report.
Miss Universe Philippines 2023 Michelle D came out as bisexual at an exclusive interview with Mega Magazine on May 29, as a way of taking control of her own narrative. D revealed that she identifies herself as bisexual for as long as she can remember, where she also pointed out that she's much more than her gender. The beauty queen also shared that she was advised to speak about her gender when she competed for the Miss Universe Philippines crown, but she maintained that she wants to focus on her main advocacy, which is autism awareness. At the same time, she wanted to come out within her own terms, as the national tilt was not the right time. Dee then spoke about the photos of herself attending an all-girls school in Makati City, which resurfaced on social media shortly after her win, saying that it is more of a confirmation rather than a revelation. Despite this, she said that she wants to come out with this story because she knows that those photos were spread with malicious intent to kind of distract her and make her feel that she's not worthy of the crown. She also advised her supporters to take control of their own narrative when somebody takes away your story. Dee is the 2nd openly bisexual Miss Universe Philippines title holder after Beatriz Luigi Gomez in 2021. She will represent the Philippines in the Miss Universe 2023 pageant in El Salvador. This is Hannah Mallorca of INQUIRER.net Entertainment.
Alamin naman natin ang mainit na balita sa mundo ng showbiz kasama si Irvin Santiago ng Bandera. Irvin?
Hi Neil at sa lahat ng mga kabandera natin all over the universe. Ito na nga ang latest Bandera Chika. Mukhang sa demandahan na nga mauuwi ang ginawang pagtatanggol ng songwriter na si Lolito Go sa kanyang kaibigan na si Jason Hernandez at ang panglalaglag naman niya ng bonggang-bongga kay Moira de la Torre. Pagkatapos maglitanya ni Lolito tungkol sa mga nalalaman niya sa naging takbo ng relasyon ni na Jason at Moira at sa paghihiwalay ng dating mag-asawa, umalma naman ang mga taong nangangalaga sa career ng tinaguriang Queen of Hugot Songs. Hindi nagustuhan ng opisyal ng Cornerstone Entertainment na si Jeff Badillo ang mga pinagsasabi ni Lolito sa kanyang Facebook post kabilang na ang pagkakaroon daw ng ghostwriter ni Moira sa kanyang mga hit songs. Pagtatanggol ni Jeff kay Moira, 2 dekada na niyang kilala ang singer-songwriter at hindi siya naniniwala sa akusasyon ni Lolito na nag-hire pa ang kanilang talent ng ghostwriter para lang makabuo ng kanta. Ipinagdiinan pa niya na hindi pa raw sikat si Moira ay marami na itong naisulat na kanta. Sabi pa ng opisyal ng Cornerstone, hindi ghostwriter ang kinuha ni Moira. Ang ginawa niya ay collaboration. Agad naman itong sinagot ni Lolito at nagsabing hindi niya dinidiscredit si Moira. Sa katunayan, tinawag pa raw niya itong exceptionally gifted songwriter. Tungkol naman sa issue ng ghostwriting, ayaw na raw niyang mag-post ng resibo tungkol dito dahil alam niyang hindi tama ang maglabas ng screenshots ng private convo sa social media. Hamon pa niya, tanungin na lang daw nila si Moira kung totoong kinuha nito ang serbisyo niya bilang lyricist at songwriter at kung nagpresyo at tumawad pa ito sa kanya. Sabi pa ni Lolito, sa maniwala man daw o sa hindi ang kampo ni Moira, concerned pa rin daw siya sa estranged wife ni Jason dahil gusto niya itong mauntog sa katotohanan at tuluyang mahimasmasan. Nabanggit din ng songwriter na tama lang daw na ipagtanggol ng Cornerstone si Moira dahil bukod sa talent nila ito ay isa rin ito sa moneymaker ng kumpanya. Pero wag din daw sanang konsintihin kung may nakikita na silang red flags. Samantala, nag-post naman sa Facebook ang legal counsel ng Cornerstone Entertainment na si Attorney Joji Alonso na pinaniniwalaang para kay Lolito Go. Walang tinukoy si Attorney Joji sa kanyang post pero mukhang patungkol nga ito kay Lolito at sa kliyente niyang si Moira. Ayon sa abogada at film producer, puro kasinungalingan daw ang pinagsasabi ng taong tinutukoy niya kaya dapat lang daw nakasuhan at madagot sa kanyang ginawa. At yan ang Bandera Chika natin today. Thanks, Neil!
Maraming salamat, Irvin, and these are the stories you need to know today. I'm Neil Mercado. Follow INQUIRER.net on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and Reddit. For more stories, visit INQUIRER.net. Good evening.